Hey guys, how's it going? Today I am going to help a friend by talking about Bartender. Bartender 4, the interface add-on. It allows you to move all your buttons around the screen. It also allows easier key bindings. It's almost a need to have add-on if you're an add-on person. Okay. All of this stuff you shouldn't worry about because that's just another one of my add-ons, but if I turn it off, it kind of glitches out the game, so I don't really want to get into that. But if you type \bar, this opens your bartender configuration window. This is how you move your bars around. Right now I just have all mine down at the bottom because it's easier for me. You can make them bigger if you don't like some people don't like how small mine are. You can make them bigger, no problem. You can see how much they show, so if you want to like see through them or something, that's cool too. I like mine pretty much fully alpha. I always have these two. If you have click through, that means you can't click it, and in some ways that's bad. So if I needed to click something down there, it wouldn't allow me to. So I always have that unchecked, and I'm really not sure what that does. But oh well, it's obviously not important. This changes how many buttons are there. So if you wanted just a bar of like 3 or 4, then that could be there. But if you wanted all of them, then you can have all 12. This depends on how many rows you have. So I mean, if you wanted, you could have the whole row going down, and you could put it on like the side of your screen over here or something like that. Or you can have it like I do, have it at the bottom, down here. I like it personally down here better because this way I don't have everything right here on the screen, so I can actually see stuff. Visibility, you can have it fade out. So like, see, it just fades. Or you can have it slowly fade out. Or not, maybe not. You can show how much the fade is. I personally don't like the fade out. Always hide, you do not want that click. That means you can't see it at all times. Hide on vehicle, that's to your own. Personally, I like it. None of these checked. And same thing goes with all the different bars. I think this one's my bar 2, so no, that one over there is my bar 2. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, one off. There we go. That's really all there is to bartender and setting up for him. Now, my controls are going to be a little different from a couple other people's because I have the World of Warcraft mouse, which gives me 14 extra buttons just on my mouse. And as a hunter, I use my mouse more than I do as if I was melee or a spellcaster, because as a hunter you can run and cast and shoot and whatever you want to call it. But as a spellcaster you can't, and I move with my mouse a lot. I'll double click and I'll just drag like that. You can't see it in the can't see me doing it, but you'll understand. But oh, hold on. Interface mouse. There we go. And I just push one of the buttons on my mouse and it starts shooting. Yes, I know my damage is stupid, but I also have terrible gear. Let's see. Back to bartender. This right here, button lock, I always have it checked unless I'm moving my buttons around, because if you are a clicker, then you try and click and you accidentally hold it and drag. That means you can drag it, and when you let it go and click again, that means it disappears. Oops, wrong thing. So that's kind of bad for me because in some spells I do click, as in the one I just tried. But if you have button lock on, then you can click it, drag it, and it won't go nowhere. A minimap icon that just pretty much shows the icon. Personally, I don't really care. I like to have it up when I'm just don't feel like typing, so all you have to do is right click the minimap icon. Lock, that's how you move the bars around. And as you can see, I have my pet bar here for when I have out a pet. I'll go ahead and call one out real quick so you can see. See how that just pops right up? And once I dismiss him, it disappears. I like to have that one clicked because this way when I don't have my pet out, then it won't show. Your stance bar is pretty important as a hunter, and I'm sure it's pretty important as a paladin and death knight too, because they have the different stances like that, and when you enable it, it takes away that, and as a death knight it would take away your frost or unholy and presences and then that kind of stuff. And as a paladin it would take away your, I can't remember what they're called. I have one, but I hardly ever play it. Vehicle bar, that's kind of a necessity if you're big into like riding with like double mounts or something like that, in which I am. I'll hop on every mount that I can that just randomly. I don't know why, it's just something I do. And what that does is it enables the vehicle bar. And pretty much what that is that's how you like dismount or stuff like that. And I think by default the keybind for dismounting that kind of stuff is either delete on the keypad or O on the keypad, but I have O set to one of my traps right there, but I'll get into that later. Bag bar, this is one a lot of people have a lot of confusion with. I don't have mine enabled because I have it come from the top over here, I think. Oh no, but it needs to. Don't worry about that, that's one of the add-ons that I have. This is one a lot of people get confused about though, because when you first download it, it only has the one bag. You don't lose the bag, it just shows that you only have that one bag. So all you gotta do is come in here and click the one bag thing, make sure it's unchecked, and you've got all your bags back. So there's that, but I don't have mine enabled because of my new interface add-on. Extra action bar. This is mainly for raiders and stuff like that. When you have that extra action or dungeon, it's not really used in PvP, but it is good to have enabled. And that's one of those things. I'm trying to think of a scenario. Kind of like in Dragon Soul when you're supposed to go into the Twilight, I think is what it's called, or something. When you cast that certain spell, that's your extra action. Your micro menu is, I have mine up here, it comes with the add-on, but that is the, like your customer support, your game menu, dungeon journal, all that kind of stuff. That's all right here on this micro menu, but I keep mine disabled. You'll probably definitely want yours enabled if you're not running this UI add-on. We've already done the pet bar, stance bar, we've done reputation bar. That's just to your own extent. If you're working on reputation, this is definitely a good one to have. Right now, I guess I'm working on Blythewater Cartel. I don't know why, but, you know, whatever. That's easy to change if you want. Just go into your character window, go to reputation, say click one, show as experience bar, and then there you go. That instantly just, I guess I had that one marked for the Blythewater Cartel, but I don't really work with reputation on this character. That's mainly my druid. So this character is more of the PvP kind of guy. Blizzard art bar, I don't like it with my new add-on, or my user face add-on. Pretty much it's just what you see when you first log in. It's got your two griffins over here, and it's normally your regular where you would put your bar and everything. Like I said, I don't use mine. XP bar is definitely something for when you're lower than 90 and you're actually still gaining XP. You'll definitely want that. I usually keep mine at the top over here. Right down, let me shrink it. Oop, too small. I keep mine like right there in the top corner. It fits perfectly almost. But I don't use mine anymore, so I am level 90. Presets and profiles. Profiles is if you have another character that you like your key bindings and you like your setup, then go through here, find the character that you like. I've got so many. Personally, I like setting mine up different, so I don't use this profile thing. But some people do. I know a lot of people that do. But because my characters are just so different, I never use it. Alright, to key bindings. This part you've got to be really careful about because you could screw up your whole key bindings and you'll have to reset it all. I always have my character's specific key bindings on. This way it doesn't mess with my other characters. Like I said, I have the World of Warcraft mouse. So, button BT4 button 1, that means my button on my mouse. This is the same thing, same thing, same thing. This one's button 5. So most of these might be a little confusing, but if you don't have the World of Warcraft mouse, these 4 right here are going to be your main attack. This right here is a racial, so don't worry about it. If you're Beastmaster, this is definitely one you're going to want to have around your WASD, if that's how you move, or you'll want it around your arrow keys. And mainly because this way, if they're getting right up next to you, you can have your pet just quickly stun them. And then disengage over here. That's going to be one that you want close to where your moving controls are. This way you can pop the stun and then quickly disengage backwards. And if you're a goblin hunter, that's really cool. Let me show you something. This is the main reason I made the goblin hunter, was because I get 2 disengages pretty much. So let me get into combat here. Say your your enemy was right up on your tail like this. All you have to do is quickly pop that, turn around, and then pop that. That's 2 disengages and they're still stunned. So as a goblin, that's a pretty good / powerful thing to have. Then quickly throw out your concussive shot. They're slowed. It's definitely really good to be a goblin hunter. I'm not quite sure what the gnome and dwarf and all that kind of good stuff is. I don't know if they have anything like that. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather lately. Alright, let me get out of combat here. Alright, there we go. Back to key bindings. This one is set as my main, so technically that would be 1. If anything, I would have my concussive shot to the little squiggly hyphen thing next to 1, just so I can quickly pop that. Your Werven Sting thing, your Serpent Sting, whatever it's called. I think that one's actually the Werven Sting. Serpent Sting is good to have close to your main attack, so I'd probably say put that, your Arcane Shot as 1, your Cobra Shot / Steady Shot, whichever one you have, as 2, put your Werven or Cobra Shot next to it as 3. Your Silencing Shot, that's kind of something it's important when you're fighting a caster, but it's not one of your main attacks. Another one of your main attacks would be Glaive Shot, so put that one as 2, I would suggest. And that's what it does. It also stuns the person and slows them down. Feign Death is always fun. That's good to have. Call of the Wild or Call of the Beast or something like that, that's definitely a good one to have close to your WSAD, and as well as your Dire Beast, because those are really, really big cute cooldowns. So I would probably put like your Stampede on Q and your Dire Beast on E, mainly because of the cooldowns. Also, I would put your Bestial Wrath, if you're Beastmaster, and your Rapid Fire on probably, I would say, Z and F, just so you can quickly push those. Once again, they have fairly long cooldowns. Bestial Wrath is a minute. This one I don't have set to keybinds because, well, it's something I can easily click. My mouse is pretty much over this whole bar right here. And Flare is something you shouldn't really use in combat anyways. It's just to show stealth. It's really good to have if you're in PvP, like, say, Warsong Gulch. You're in the flag room, you're on the roof, throw a flare down in the flag room, this way no rogues can go in. This, I don't know why they did this, but I think it's retarded. It's your trap spell. They've put all your traps under one spell, and you click it, and then it opens. And then you have to specifically click each and every one of these. Instead, what I did was I had this open, and once you have it open, you can click and drag that spell and place it down here. I already have mine keybound, so I really don't, oops, wrong button. So I really don't need to have that down, but just to give you an example. And what I did with all those traps is so I can easily, quickly hit them, I put them on 0, 1, 2, 3 on the keypad. I put my fire on the 0, I put my snake on 1, and I put my ice trap on 2, and my freezing trap on 3. Freezing trap isn't really good for big groups because it just freezes that one person in spot. That's good if you're in, like, I'd say arenas or dungeons and you need some crowd control before pulling the boss. You'll want to throw a freezing trap down under that character. Let's see. I have my deterrence as F1 so I can quickly hit it. It'd be like your disengage thing. So, but also as your deterrence, you want to hit your concussive shot, which should be 3, I think is what I said, or something in that. No, the squiggly hyphen. You want to be able to hit that squiggly hyphen and then hit F1. If you hit F1 first, then you're not gonna be able to get that concussive shot off because you can't attack when deterrence is up. While deterrence is active, you cannot attack last 5 seconds. So in that case, you definitely want to put your concussive shot on first, so it slows them. Maybe call out your, if you have it up, I would call out your intimidation and your dire beast, so you're still getting that extra damage that you wouldn't have, and then quickly cast deterrence and your disengage. This way, if you accidentally disengage into something or a mob or something, you can quickly get out of it. And I have post haste, in which when you it's one of my favorites. When you disengage, you get an extra speed boost. So you disengage, you have that extra speed boost. Sorry, it's a little laggy. My computer doesn't run the best. But you get that, and that's pretty important when it comes to PvP. PvE, nah, it's not really that important. I would probably say narrow escape would be better for your PvE. Werven Sting, that one would probably be good for PvE. Silencing Shot's definitely better for PvP. I like Exhilaration, mainly as a Beastmaster, because in Beastmaster you don't have that self-heal that you do in Marksman. So acceleration heals you for 30% of your health and 100% of your pet's health, which is really good if your pet's tanking for you. So I would suggest that's probably good in PvE too. Dire Beast is probably the main one you want because it's just that extra pet, that extra damage. Fervor is just instantly restores 50 focus, and when I instantly restore 50 focus, I instantly lose that 50 focus, and a Dire Beast stays up for 15 seconds, and that's, to me, is pretty good. Murder of Crows, that's really good for PvE. I'm really not sure what would be good on any of these. On PvP, I'm not really sure what's good on PvE. I would probably say Lynx Rush if you're like soloing a dungeon or something, because it like just completely your pet goes Rambo on all the things. So I guess that would draw some extra aggro. But Murder of Crows I have down here on my click bar because I'm kind of filled up on my key bindings. I have a really small keyboard. This is another racial ability. You don't have to worry about it. Your Hunter's Mark, I have all the way to 0 on the keyboard because it's not one of those that you just have to be in combat for. You can cast it from afar. It doesn't put you into combat. It really doesn't do anything. So that one's really good to just, you can either click it or you can have it set to 0. I have it set to 0 because I'm not using it. Multi-shot is another one of your big, just powerful attacks. So I would suggest putting that on like 5. It's good for big mobs. It'll attack all enemies within 8 yards of that target for 60% of weapon damage. It's not strong, but it's that extra damage that counts. I don't know why I have that out. I don't even use first aid. Revive Pet, that's probably something I should put over here, as well as the Tame Beast, because those are just something you can click, and you're not going to be put in combat for it. Kill Command, I have set to 1, but that's only because of my, the way I've got my other keys set up. They're all on my mouse. So I put most of my pet attacks or pet kind of stuff like that, I put that on my keyboard, but I would suggest not doing that for yourself. As Kill Command, I would probably say 6. It's not one of your important ones, but it is something you should use if you have that extra focus as a pet. Let me think. Mend Pet, I have set to F2 as a quick pet heal. Like I said, I have Deterrent set to F1. And how you bind your keys, this is where, oh, right, I'm in combat. This is where it kind of gets really picky. Like I said, you can screw up your whole key bindings, but hover over it, automatically push escape, it clears everything, and right here, it says, hold on, I accidentally knocked my mouse out of the way. It says BT4 button 26, press escape to clear all bindings. What that means is if you have like 5 different bindings or something like that set to, see, now I could push 1 and 3, either one, and it would work for that key binding, but I don't want that. I just want 1, so I would push escape to clear all those bindings. Make sure your mouse is hovered over it and push 1, and then quickly take your mouse away. If you push anything else or something that is important as a key binding, it will not hesitate to delete that key binding. So, like, I've got 1 here and I've got 2 here. I would push escape, and if I push 1 here, then it takes the key binding away from that one, so you don't want to do that. Mass Resurrection, I don't know why I've got that over there. That's another click one, but it doesn't matter right now. It's there. It's used. Your Trap Launcher, that's kind of one you can just click. It'd be really easy to just kind of click on here. As you can see, I've got my number pad 0 on my Flame Trap, number pad 1 on my Snake Trap, number pad 2 on my Ice Trap, and number pad 3 on my Freezing Trap. Like I said, trap throw, which is how you shoot your traps far distance. I don't have anything set to that because I always have it active. I don't really use just sitting traps down. I think it's retarded because I can just cast it and I can shoot it right under my feet. It doesn't have a minimal range. Alright, sorry, I was reading the guild message of the day. They updated it. Your scatter shot, I forgot to tell you about that. I have it set to button 9, but that would be a really good one. I would say put that one to R because that is a slight cooldown. And it is somewhat of a strong attack. That could be another one. Instead of doing your concussive shot, you could do scatter shot, then deterrence, and then disengage. That could be a smart combination too. And really, that's all I ever do with my hunter. I'm not really just all out on my hunter. I'm honestly not the best player on this guy. I'll give you a little rundown of how I do. I really like this pet as a hunter and PvP. Also really good for PvE, as in dungeons and heroics. Like if you don't have a shaman or a mage, don't worry about it. The hunter can cast your bloodlust / time warp. It's called ancient hysteria. You can get them from a quest in Blasted Lands, or you can get them in Mount Hyjal. I got this particular guy from Blasted Lands because he's green. Everybody else has that stupid red one. And I mean, I've already got the mini companion of the Corehound Pup. I've already got the red one. So I just went ahead and got the green one. But I'll give you a little rundown of how I play my hunter. I'm not the best. So let's make sure everything is bound to keys real quick. After messing with everything. Yeah, those two didn't. That one's still good. Alright. Alright. Alright, cool. I need E and R. There we go. R, I'm down from shapeshift button. I don't have a shapeshift. Alright, here we go. We're gonna cast those two really quickly. Get into combat here. Cast your Ancient Hysteria. Cast your Werven Sting. Why isn't my Werven Sting working? You don't have to move around like this. I just do for the fun of it. I honestly have no apparent reason of it. Cast a couple Cobra shots. Keep your Cobra shot or whatever that thing is, Serpent Sting. Keep that up. Like I said, if your pet's losing health, in which this case he's not, quickly pop that. As you can see, it gave him 219,000. It gave me 94,000. It's a really good quick heal. Call out your Dire Beast. Call out your Stampede. As you can see, I have about, I think, 8 pets out now, including 2 core hounds, one of those weird things, dual-headed things. I know I've got a spider because I saw the web. We got a lot of different things in there. Cast your Bestial Wrath again. Why won't my Bestial Wrath cast? I don't know why. Oh, not enough focus. I didn't know that now took focus to cast. It doesn't. I'm a little confused on that, but okay. But yeah, pretty much pop your Intimidation, Disengage, Deterrence, run away. And that's pretty much my survival skills as a hunter. And you've also got your, I forgot about this one. It's another really big cooldown, but it's really good if you're in some serious trouble. Readiness. I guess I can fill one of those spots. Pop it up again. Every cooldown set. You can disengage again. Deterrence again. And as a goblin, I can blast off. So, I'm all the way back in this opposite side of Shrine of Two Moons in less than 10 seconds. So that's definitely really good to have. Well, that's pretty much all of Bartender 4. It's really not that big of an add-on. It is somewhat hard to understand it when you first download it, so if you are still having trouble with it, don't worry about it. But let me know what you thought, and have fun and happy hunting.